classic. I won't be forgetting that match anytime soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Obie Cartel!
Well, here we are, Mr. J. Another debut, but you got it a bit wrong there. He's from EPW Perth. This is Chris Weiss.
Chris Weiss about to take it up with Obie Cartel. That's the man who everyone saw our show last month. Obie Cartel and James Blade both joined together with Mason Childs, reforming, I guess, for One Night Team Dragon. Everything was going, I guess, their way until seemingly out of the blue, both men attacked Mason Childs, turning on him and in fact signing with Mark Williamson for his new company, I guess, here in PWA Queensland.
As you saw, Johnny D out at ringside with Obie Cartel. He is now the personal assistant of Obie, assigned to him by Mark Williamson.
The PWA merchandise table there. Be sure to check it out if you're ever at the show for the t-shirts, for the DVDs like this one, and be sure to check it out on the website. Diving through the ropes, hitting face first straight into Obie Cartel, taking him down on that solid oak floor. Look at that in the replay. Picture perfect, like a dart.
Savage chop by Chris Weiss.
Another chop from Weiss doubles Obie Cartel over. And I don't think that the camera, I don't think it can do justice to just how hot it is out here tonight with both of these men, and how that has got to affect the game plan of all of the wrestlers out there tonight. They are out there in this arena. There's not a lot of, it's Queensland in the summer, people. There is not a lot going on in there beyond heat. And these men are taking these mammoth chops, taking these mammoth shots. That is not going to do any favors to their recovery in these matches.
Obie Cartel now cutting Chris Weiss off as he got back into the ring, working on the back with strikes.
Picking him up, setting him for a beautiful snap suplex, taking him straight over. Say what you like about Obie Cartel, but he is a consummate professional in the ring. There is not a thing that this man cannot do, and everything he does perfectly.
We're talking about Dave Ross and AJ Istria being masters of the suplex. Obie Cartel, very underrated in the suplex department, I believe.
Look at him snapping him over there, then dropping down with that single knee right between the shoulder blades there, right in the center of the back like he painted a target, hitting it a second time. Then look at him just tossing him over, dropping him down right on that same point for a third time.
Obie just recently came back from a tour of Canada. As you can see, a lot more schooled. And look how ripped he is, Mr. J. I know Josh Mars was talking about it backstage quite a lot, but Obie in the best shape I've ever seen him in.
You can't shut Josh Mars up about things like that backstage. That's all he talks about. But You're saying Obie Cartel definitely in the best shape I have seen him in, and in fantastic wrestling shape as well. This is a guy that has been over in North America, in Canada, and he has been practicing his art over there. He has been out there wrestling as often as he possibly can, taking bookings for every promotion he can, and now he's brought it all back to Queensland, back to Australia, and Obie Cartel is determined to prove himself that the best wrestler that this country has to offer.
Chris Weiss finding out that seated surfboard, backs Obie Cartel into the ropes with big clothesline by Weiss.
And you want to talk about Obie Cartel, you can't mention him without also mentioning James Blade, the extreme James Blade, who also we saw return to a Queensland wrestling ring at our last show. And James Blade, of course, will be here later on tonight as well. He is saying that he is the uncrowned champion of Queensland wrestling, the only real champion in Australian wrestling. And, well, I guess James Blade is staking his claim as well on that international title that is firmly in the grasp of Mason Childs at the moment.
Chris Weiss hitting a nice double underhook suplex there. Obie neutralizes with an eye rake.
Irish whip from Obie Cartel with force, throwing him in there. Setting him up, running through with a big running shoulder. That was full impact. That could crack a rib. It's certainly going to drive the air out of the chest of Weiss. And look at Obie continuing to power him down, continuing to just drive the life out of him. Look at him drop down again on the shoulder there, on the lower back.
Obie taking Chris Weiss apart here.
Obie Cartel incredibly well schooled in wrestling. This is a guy that knows how to take a body part and just tear it apart. He knows how to just take a man apart and keep him down. But Chris Weiss coming back, and look at that. Chris Weiss starts to make a comeback, and as simple as that, Obie Cartel takes him down with that big clothesline.
Obie slow to follow up, didn't really have much pressure on the pin there, only gets a 2 count.
What I don't understand with somebody like Obie Cartel, this is a guy who brings so many credentials, so much great wrestling skill to the ring. Why on earth does he feel the need to align himself with somebody like Williamson?
Oh, it must be about the money. Nice power slam there by Chris Weiss, only gets a 2.
Picking him up once again. Weiss setting him up for another suplex.
Snaps him over brutally there. Only a 2 count though for Chris Weiss.
Obie Cartel brought to his feet once again, snapmared over. Chris Weiss setting him up with leg scissors.
Very old school, a body scissors.
Wrenching back on him. This is obviously a wear down move. You can see Obie trying to get out of it, and he's actually managed to get him to break the hold. The last thing you need in this sort of heat is to actually have the air and have the force driven out of you, and that's exactly what Weiss was trying to do there. Did I just see some more interference from outside the ring there as well? It looked like a shot from me. Oh!
German suplex there by Obie, dropping Chris Weiss on the back of his head.
And you can see it in slow-mo there, the force of impact, and Weiss just flips over like a slinky that was out of control there, that had been dropped down a set of stairs.
Obie bringing Chris Weiss back to his feet.
Ducks underneath, comes through with a cross body block. He's calling Obie back to his feet. And a big clothesline takes Obie down to the mat.
Into the ropes. Wheelbarrow by Obie is blocked into a hanging back slam there of sorts.
And you can see in slow-mo, and it's one of the new things we're added here in PWA Queensland with the slow-mo replay there. You can see how picture perfect, he just turned around in midair and then dropped him to the mat flat down. You couldn't have executed that move any better.
Those men down, Josh is up to a 7 count.
Man, those guys are just trading blows out there. Obie Cartel taking the advantage at this point.
Chris Vice reverses the whip. Holds him up, brainbuster.
He held him up there, made him think about it, then dropped him down in that brainbuster.
Only a 2 count for Chris Vice.
If Mark Williamson hasn't monitored backstage, he can't be happy with how this is looking for his recent signing, Obie Cartel.
Vice goes for a second, but Obie rolls through. Low blow by Obie.
Picture perfect, roll straight through there in that corkscrew suplex type maneuver.
Only gets 2 again for Obie.
Obie Cartel, one of his signature moves there, and nobody executes that move any better, but not enough at this stage to put Vice away. And I think at the moment, Obie is thinking if that hasn't got it done, what will?
Both men back to their feet.
Oh! Tombstone pile driver there on Obie. Hooks the leg. 2 count only.
Was he talking to you, Mr. J?
I certainly hope not.
Vice chasing after Johnny D.
Oh! Johnny D gets popped and he's down. That could have just been from the running. I'm not sure. He might have just had a heart attack from having to run around the ring once.
Chris Vice setting up for sliced bread number 2. Obie escapes it. Kick to the midsection. The Destroyer by Obie. His signature move. And that's all she wrote.
3 count Obie Cartel in a very tight fought win there tonight. But he manages to walk away with the win with the 3 count there after the Destroyer.